friends. We're glad to have you with us tonight. We hope we have you with us tonight. I'm going to hop onto Facebook real quick and see if we show up.
If there's anybody out there, please drop a chat comment there.
Yes, please. That would be awesome. And thank you for YouTube. Anybody watching from that, if you'll just let us know you're there. I hope one of y'all have chat pulled up.
I've got the chat pulled up, but there's nothing.
Live stream chat.
Nothing coming in.
Okay. All right.
If it's not,
let me go and hop on.
If it's not connected, it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do is log into Facebook and see if it's showing up at all.
Cecil, are you checking YouTube?
We're on. Yeah, we're on.
We are on?
We're on YouTube. All right, so we're on YouTube.
All right. Y'all start talking about Delaware, and I'm going to hop over to Facebook.
Hey, kids. Y'all are live streaming on my Facebook.
Yay.
Wonderful.
Right.
So all of my people are going to see everything y'all say. So have at it. I will share it with the other groups, but it is streaming. And this is the problem I thought it was going to have. I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm going to share y'all. And so y'all have a great show, and I will talk with y'all about 7:45.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Sounds good.
Well,
all right.
Welcome to Weird Awakenings, right?
Yep, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we are trying a new platform. Please bear with us. We appreciate your patience. We're going to get it all figured out, and hopefully quicker rather than slower. So tonight we are discussing strange Delaware. Delaware is the first state, and I found out while researching this, and I told the guys earlier on the other show, I did not realize that the Dover Demon was not from Dover, Delaware, but from Dover, Massachusetts. I was very disappointed because all of my artwork was based on me thinking it was in Delaware. So, all right, give us a law, Cecil.
Oh, no? Well, in Delaware, no sand may be taken from the beach. The law states that sand must be removed from bodies, shoes, clothing before leaving the beach. So, you know how when you go to the beach and you got sand in every crevice and every flip-flop, you have to dump yourself out before you leave the beach.
Wow.
In Delaware.
You know, I wish that were a realistic request, but I live near the beach, and that's just bullshit.
Yeah. There's no way to do that.
Yeah, that's a very similar rule to what they have in White Sands.
White Sands?
White Sands, New Mexico.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you get it all loose?
My husband was I don't know. Mo was watching something on TikTok the other day, and it was some guy had gone down somewhere in Mexico, and he was out walking on the beach, and he found some whale bones, and said, you know, he took that and he had bought some really expensive piece of furniture, but he gets back to the, you know, the border, and of course they're like, do you have anything to declare? And they took the whale bones back from him. And he's like, I don't understand that. He said, I'd have picked them up too. I said, oh yeah. I said, but it's just like a national park. By law, you cannot carry anything you find out of a national park. Everybody's guilty of it. But if you get caught, they will stop you and make you turn it over.
Well, I do declare.
Yep. So they have, you know, they really don't have what I consider weird names of towns. I mean, they're unusual, but like Brandywine 100.
Brandywine 100?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
I'm not sure, you know, I wouldn't call that a weird name so much as just, I'd like the backstory on it. But anyway, but yeah, they do have some cool cryptids and urban legends up there. I was able to find a lot more as far as the stories, you know, the urban legends and hauntings more so than cryptids, but there are cryptids up there too. I know they had one story about this town called Cape Henlopen. Now, see, that's a strange name.
Yeah.
And said that they hear screams, phantom screams just out of nowhere. And they say that they belong to a sea witch. And said the apparition is the guardian of a sunken ship called the Dubraic. Yeah, the Dubraic. It sank off the Delaware coast on May 25th, 1798, and supposedly had about $1 million worth of treasure. It said the witch patrols the shore at night. She summons violent storms to drive away anyone who approaches the sunken ship and its treasure. They've tried to expel the witch. Of course, the attempt was unsuccessful. They burned the witch at the stake, and it just made her angrier. Said after that, major storms and hurricanes followed the failed assassination attempt, and then finally people quit searching for the treasure. So, you know,
with good reason.
Right? Yeah. You know, there are some things you've got to take the hint and say, okay, you know, maybe I should just leave that alone. Yeah. So. But you know, they say that it's a really friendly little town, but you know, they are stuck with the sea witch.
No. So the corpse light, I'll cover that. It's in Cape Henlopen State Park. It's said to be the origin of the corpse light. A mysterious phantom light with no discernible source. There is no lighthouse or at Cape Henlopen. Yet people often see lights flashing from the location. The lights was allegedly a curse from a local Native American tribe. And this was after British soldiers stormed a wedding ceremony and massacred many guests. The tribe conjured up the light as a means to lure ships to their doom. The corpse light actually has fulfilled its promise historically. It sunk a ship known as the Devonshire on Christmas Day in 1665. The ship followed the beams from the non-existent lighthouse and crashed into a shaft of stone instead. More than 200 men passed away in this wreck. Some say the ghost ship Pediac every once in a while reappears and reenacts the famous crash. Let's see.
Cool.
Okay. They also have it's like a Victorian bed and breakfast called the Addy Sea on Bethany Beach. It said it was built in 1902 and was named after John M. Addy. Addy's family rented it out for church groups during the Great Depression. But, you know, the owners have changed over the years. It has 13 rooms, 3 of which are believed to be haunted. Rooms 1, 6, and 11 are believed to be the most haunted. So there's a haunted bathroom in room 1. The bathtub in room 1 is said to shake violently, sometimes when there's people in the tub. In room 6, people are awakened to the sound of an organ despite the lack of an organ on the property. And finally, room 11 is haunted by Paul Delaney, who was a former employee. Said that in the hallways and on the roof of the Addy Sea, you can hear the footsteps of the ghost of Curdy Addy. Curdy fell from his death from the roof of the Addy Sea. In addition to hearing footsteps, guests also recall the smell of perfume filling the air and the mysterious sound of music floating around the hallways. So, you know, we did not fire Tully Allen. He was here and then he was gone.
Yeah.
He's having technical difficulties.
Okay. Oh, is he? Okay.
He'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have the. You also have the Selbyville monster, swamp monster.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty well known hoax, where you had one guy would dress up in a costume, he'd jump out in front of cars as they would pass by. He got a lot of press and everything, and the guy who was in the suit, Stevens, who was in the suit, he was using his aunt's raccoon coat, what he would cover up in, and they pursued it until he finally got nervous and scared and afraid that the hunters were going to going to kill him. And there's Tully. That's weird. Got to move that. And he finally quit it whenever the feared for his life. Figured somebody was going to go in there and kill the swamp monster, and it was going to be him. And so that right there was a well-known hoax that took place in Sylviaville swamp. But prior to them pulling off that hoax in the 60s, the first reports of the Sylviaville monster were in the 1920s. So
do you think they were just like reenacting?
Yeah, I think they were just having fun. Unfortunately, there are people. There have been more than one person who's died because they're trying to pull off a hoax, run in front of traffic and stuff like that, and then they end up getting hit and unaliving themselves trying to pull off a hoax. But
right,
that was one where they had success with it. So.
Well, in some parts of the country, you can't do things like that because you have an armed citizenry. And, I don't think a gun will kill a ghost, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try it, just in case.
Yeah, it'd be like Major Payne, with the little boy was telling him, the ghost in the closet. He shoots. He empties his gun in the closet. Said if you're still in there, he ain't happy.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. All right. So
is it related to the prime creature, you think?
The which one?
The prime hook. The prime hook swamp creature.
That could be. Is that also
basically in prime?
Is that also referring to the burnt swamp?
Oh no, it's in Prime Hook National Wildlife Refuge. It might be.
Okay.
Apparently, this thing is it's a creature described being like 2.5 to 3 feet tall. Got real long legs, tan body, long tail, and a flat puggish face.
Yeah.
With like small ears.
Oh, the puckwudgie.
They say it's about. Yeah. Well, they say it's the prime hook swamp creature, and it's similar to a puckwudgie, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
The most well-known sign is from a lady known as Helen J. She claimed that her daughter had seen a year before in the same area, as well as another lady who owned a store nearby had seen the creature as well. And it walked on 4 or 2 legs and other specifics. This article is wrote by me, by the way. It's crazy how this is wrote. Some believe it could have been a dog, a wolf, a coyote, a short spine with short spine syndrome. Some wonder if it's a short spine syndrome could actually survive in the wild. That's how this is wrote, by the way. This is horribly wrote. So apparently it's just a really small creature that hangs out, but it's similar to the puckwudgie, I'm assuming.
Okay, yeah. And they also have the knot deer up there, Tully. I don't know.
I love the knot deer.
Did you read up on the knot deer?
Yeah, actually, when I was posting TikToks, I did a TikTok on the knot deer.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it looks like a deer, and people that see it think it's a deer initially. And it's one of those things, it's sort of uncanny valley where the longer you stare at something, the more you notice things that are off about it. So it would be like if you saw a deer and you realize like a half of its face is starting to like slide down or something.
So it's like early AI.
Yes, it is. It is like early AI. And when people have chased them before and say that they can slip into impossibly tight cracks, like in caves and in sides of mountains.
Mm.
And I'm talking like just like almost like slime into.
It's like that bus on that one Harry Potter movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can jump impossibly high, and another common theme is that if they don't run, they will go bipedal and turn around on you.
Oh.
So that's like the bass drop moment where fight or flight kicks in, right?
Right.
I'm so paranoid about the knot deer that we have deer that just go through our backyard constantly. Another day there was like a herd of them, And I was looking at one, and Mandy's like, "Oh, they're so cute," you know how she is totally. And I was like, "That one right there has a really long neck. It shouldn't have a neck that long."
Yeah, it's more regional than state specific. A big state for the not deer is Tennessee.
Yeah.
So it's really like a lot of Appalachia sees very strange deer that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that if I saw one stand up on two legs though and turn around on me, I would have to. I mean, it just depends. I guess if I had a hand cannon or not, we could see how many bullets it could dodge,
Yeah.
and then I would run.
That's why you always want to take a double stacker.
Yes, yeah. That's why I upgraded. I used to go 380 when I was out, and now I've got the double stack.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of those situations where you don't really take the aim. You do this while you're running away.
That's right.
You gotta.
And there's a possibility you might run a little bit faster because you've probably lost a little bit of weight.
Yes.
You realize what's going on.
I kind of wonder, you know, and I haven't seen one, and I guess I need to look up a picture, but somebody was trying to describe to me what a deer looked like when they had that wasting disease that's been around the last few years.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the not deer, to me, kind of sounds similar, you know, almost like it's wasting away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe that was
that's crazy.
It could have been the cover up.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? That's interesting. I know that we have run across some deer before that they just weren't right.
Or maybe it's all the DuPont chemicals that you know what I mean? Like maybe they just had one too many Teflon encounters.
I'm scared when the not bear comes out.
Like the bear in Annihilation.
Yeah.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, so Station 12, the Christiana Fire Company, and said, you know, that it's a building that's necessary, you know, for safety and everything else, and allegedly it is overrun by ghosts. It's in Christiana, Delaware, and said that it's said to be haunted by the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of ghosts. They said that there are two of them. One is kind and one is evil. So the evil one is said to appear in the doorway of the engineer's room as a dark, shadowy figure, and that it seems to appear much more frequently than the nice ghost. Said the good and the evil are always fighting each other, just like Jekyll and Hyde. And said that allegedly a 13-year-old met with some firemen and said that, you know, the firemen confirmed that they had also seen these ghosts and everything. So it's not just something, you know, one random person, you know, saw and everything. And said that, you know, that it's supposedly 100% real. Said it was one of the first fire stations in northern Delaware, since it's been there for a long time. And the building has a lot of history. But yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that'd be hard. You know, you're supposed to be getting rest when you're at the firehouse. So when that fire call comes in, you know, you can get up and go. But if you've got, you know, Mr. Hyde bothering you, that's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys cover, I know I had to restart, but did you cover the Bloody Mary situation that's going on?
No.
So there's
Ain't that an alcoholic beverage?
Yes.
Sweet.
In fact, it is. But I'm talking about the game that people play where they look into the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
That's Bloody Mary, right?
Beetlejuice.
Alan, this is Delaware. Beetlejuice, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's right. Bloody Mary.
There's a ghost story about a place called Old Maggie's Bridge, and it's in Seaford. Like I said, it's very similar to to Bloody Mary. It's located on Route 78 and is apparently the site of a fatal accident in which a pregnant woman named Maggie perished. And the legend is that if you stand on Maggie's bridge at night and shout, "Oh Lord," and if you shout, "Maggie, I have your baby," into the darkness, you will soon hear the sound of a sobbing Maggie scrambling in the bushes looking for her child.
Oof. No.
Okay, now I'm going to be
Nope.
running with you in that situation, Tully. So,
Yeah, the bushes are a little overkill for me.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you take off running, Tully, just so everybody knows, I'll find out why we're running later.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. There are some people I trust. If they say run, I'm gone. You know.
They don't have to tell you to run. If they take off,
Right.
things.
Exactly. Now there are some people I'm gonna say, okay, hold up, what's wrong? But no, you guys, I'm right there with you. If I trip because I am accident prone, y'all need to make sure you stop and make sure I catch back up with you, please.
Like I told
Don't
Mandy,
even shake your head.
like I've told Mandy 100 times, if zombies are coming, if you can't keep up, you can't keep up. That's the way it is.
Well, you know, that's what I told somebody. Somebody asked me if I wanted to go running with them one day. We have a couple of girls that at lunchtime they go run in the 101-degree temperature.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, trust me and listen to me. If you see me running, you better haul butt because I don't have to be the fastest. I just have to be faster than you.
Yeah.
So, you know, if
Yeah.
I'm running, there is something after us.
I almost had one of the, so even though we were on official family business, I did take a detour to a graveyard solo last week just to see what I could see. And we were talking about deers a minute ago, and this has happened multiple times at this point. I shouldn't be startled. So I'm walking up to the top of this mountain where this graveyard is, and I've got the spirit box out. Spirit box starts calling out names. So I'm like looking for stones with those names, you know. And all of a sudden I hear a big crack.
Oh.
Like a big branch crack. And I look up and probably 20 yards away is a deer just staring at me.
Oh.
But it's like you're trying to read your box or listen to your box or whatever, and you're like looking around at the graves, and all of a sudden a big branch cracks. Yeah, I almost lost some weight on that one.
Hey, Sarah.
And I didn't know this.
Well, you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I need to look into this more. This is way off topic, but apparently Harlan has their own Bigfoot Hunt team, like a group. And I'd never heard of that, but apparently it's for a long time. People have seen it around there, and it kind of makes sense because the mountains in Harlan, Kentucky are some of the larger Appalachian mountains.
Yeah.
And there's tons of caves, especially leftover mining caves.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. All the closed down mines and stuff that's around there.
Yeah.
That's something else in there.
So that's something I'm going to look into more. You know, I've never met anybody out in the wild in Harlan that is into that sort of thing, but maybe we're going to the Midwest Bigfoot conference tomorrow. So maybe somebody will be there that's from that neck of the woods.
I don't know
But,
how
you
it
know-
is in Harlan County now, but back when I used to go over there, people looked at me like I didn't belong there.
It's not that way anymore.
Yeah, it was weird. Like we go to the movies over there, and they're like, "Who's this?" You know.
Oh yeah, that there was a big battle. Like they used to call it Bloody Harlan because of the battle between the government and miners there.
Yeah, watch Harlan County, USA. If you never watched it, it's actually on HBO. It's a good one. Good documentary.
But yeah, it's not like that anymore. It's pretty streamlined, I guess. I don't know why, but it is.
Yeah.
They've got one of the last racks left. If you like the racks, if you know what racks is.
Yeah, racks. Yeah.
No, it's a restaurant.
No, RAX. It's very similar to Arby's.
Yeah, it's good. It's delicious.
Okay.
Racks, like the torture thing.
Yeah, that's what I was
You know,
thinking.
when they put you on the rack.
Oh, I mean, I wish they still had a rack.
I think if you go far enough in the holler, you'll find somebody that's got
They're one of their county festivals. They had a big billboard. It's called the Possum Festival.
yeah.
So
Ah.
Well,
definitely
Texas, they have the Possum Kingdom.
the Possum Kingdom.
They do. It's a real thing in Texas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, in Delaware, they have a town named Blue Balls.
Oh,
Been
this is
there a
so
lot.
crazy. So I was mapping out directions to that conference tomorrow, and there's a Blue Balls, Ohio, as well. What are the odds that I just saw that?
And they said technically it's not a town; it's more like a little unincorporated section of another town.
Yeah. I actually know a truck driver. That's his CB handle.
Oh God! I just absolutely hate when I'm riding down the road and I see them hanging from the back of a guy's truck.
I haven't seen that in a long time, actually.
They're still there.
Mo doesn't have them on his?
He's got. I promise you, he's got some around this house somewhere.
Landa said it's a lake and a campground.
It is. It is. Yeah, the Possum Kingdom of Texas. Yeah, it's a pretty nice area too, from what I've seen.
There's a song by the Toadies about Possum Kingdom, isn't it?
There may be. I'm not sure.
I think so.
So in Ridley Park, Delaware County, it is illegal to walk backwards while eating peanuts in front of Brandstrom's auditorium while a performance is going on.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Maybe it was the Kraken.
Well, maybe it was distracting. Maybe somebody was allergic to peanuts on stage.
Yeah. Well, Cecil, did you run across the weird law where if you have a felony, you cannot legally get married in Delaware?
I did not know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
If you have a felony, you can't legally get married, or it could be instantly annulled.
I did see one where that if you get married on a dare, you can get an annulment for like free, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Did any of you talk about the Catman?
No.
Not the Catman. No.
So this is kind of like an in between haunt and cryptid. So it's associated with a place called Long Cemetery in Frankford with a D, Delaware. And apparently the legend goes that in life, the Catman was a gravekeeper who spent a large portion of his time chasing people out of the cemetery as a groundskeeper, I guess. He was apparently a very, and I don't know what this means, a very feline looking man. And after his death, it is said that those cat-like features became even more prominent. And now the caretaker's spirit manifests as a cat-human hybrid creature who is often scared away people who come to the cemetery to party. And it said that he still guards the place, and that if you're bold enough to knock on his tomb and disturb his rest, then he will not only chase you, but your car may have difficulty starting.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It sounds like he's got too much of that Botox that we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. It reminds me of that guy on Ripley's Believe It or Not that was turning into a cat. You know what I'm talking about in the 90s?
Yes. Oh man. Yeah, they also had there's also some reports of Dogman, or it's the I think they call it the Prime Hook, which is similar to a Dogman.
Okay.
And they also have Dogman sightings in Delaware. One of my favorites that I ran across, I'm not sure, I don't remember the exact name that they call it, but it's like a 12-foot gray monster that was accused of choking cows to death, apparently. So,
That's different.
yeah. Yeah, something big enough to choke a cow out. That's something pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
With
that's
the-
wild.
Yeah.
A gray skin
Ooh.
on top of all that. So, no, thank you.
There are a few things I've noticed as we've been doing different states that have that gray looking skin. I think it's kind of like with the Bigfoot, that different
Yes.
regions have their own,
Yep.
regional copy of, or
Right. Yeah, and gray skin on a Bigfoot's not that uncommon for people who've seen it. So.
yeah.
What
Lando,
if-
what's sad that we want you to come on with us, or that they have gray skin?
What
Probably
if
the
they,
cows.
what if they don't have
Oh.
gray skin? What if it's some kind of color we can't register? Like blue didn't used to be a color.
Like out of the spectrum.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
blue wasn't a color until the word blue was developed.
Well,
Everybody thought it was green.
that's cool that you said that, because we've talked in the past about Bigfoot having like maybe a little bit different capabilities, like camouflaging.
Mhm.
And if that's the case, then maybe they do have an expanded color palette.
Hmm.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
very possible because when we were studying color in college and stuff, they talked about the difference in like RGB and CMYK, the different gamuts, and how much we can see compared to like other animals. And I know like a lot of people think that like dogs are colorable, that they can only see black and white, and that's not true. They just have a smaller gamut than what we do. So, say we see 10 colors right here, they only see 3 or something along those lines. But there
Yeah.
are like bees see like a million more colors than humans do. So
Really?
I wonder if it's not the same with some of the cryptids that, they have a much larger gamut than what we do.
Yeah, it's
Eyes, it's
it's
has to do
interesting.
with the way the eyes are constructed.
Yeah, it's interesting with dogs. I mean, because dogs, there are multiple reports of dogs whenever there's a what's believed to be a cryptid in the area, and they'll just tuck their tail between their legs and they won't make a sound.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
they just want to leave the area.
Right. Yeah. And that very easily too got a respect thing going on. Hey,
Yeah.
that's bigger than me and that's different than me. So we're just gonna walk away.
Yeah.
So I've got
Yeah.
one in here that, every time somebody comes up, we've got his twin who's right there in front of everybody, just roar, 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 roar. He's right behind me, barking his little tail off. But he's got my back every time.
Yeah.
So,
Literally.
uh-huh. So Deer Park Tavern says they have a long and complicated history, which explains why it's haunted. Before it was a tavern, it was a brothel, a seminary, and then the Hotel St. Patrick's Inn. Edgar Allan Poe was reported to have stayed at the inn to write his story, The Raven, there.
Was it when it was a seminary or a brothel?
It could be a lot of things with Poe. A lot of things. But said evidently that after slipping in some mud on the grounds of the inn, he cursed the inn. Said in addition to that, the St. Patrick Inn burned down and the Deer Park Tavern was built on its remains.
Yeah.
And it is now a part of Main Street and is a restaurant. College students from the University of Delaware have reported paranormal activity. Unexplained events occur all the time, such as strange noises, doors opening and closing by themselves, bar stools flying across the room, and said it just has an overall creepy sensation when you're in it. And that's one of those things too, that it's hard for somebody to explain when you say it's just got a creepy feeling, unless you're sensitive to that kind of stuff or you've felt it. It's harder to prove,
Right.
but some people are just more sensitive to that kind of stuff.
I can't wait till I'm a ghost and I can just throw shit all the time. Like,
I have a list of people. I do. Hey, to be fair, I also have a list. If I ever go off the deep end, y'all are welcome to add to that because I have my friends list too. So if I'm going down in a blaze of glory.
See, if reincarnation's real,
It is.
why would you choose to reincarnate as a human and not like a dog man or something?
Yeah.
Well, and different people and different beliefs have different ideas of. Okay, I remember somebody telling me one time that like serial killers and stuff are like animals that have reincarnated up to human form, and I don't believe that because animals are too pure of heart, to embody a serial killer or whatever. But I think that you have certain lessons that you are coming back to learn, and you have to finish those lessons before you can choose how you come back.
Yeah, I've always liked your
You have to be
perspective on that kind of stuff.
So if you get to choose, is it like a thing where they're like, if you finished out with a certain karma load, do they go, well, you can come back like this, or this?
Well,
Your
I
credit
think
score is
that
too
you-
low. You're not getting the Hellcat,
Yeah.
sir.
I think that you get to. I think you have a lot of say so.
Yeah.
I think that when I get done with this life, I'll go take my break, and when I get ready to come back, I'll be like, okay, these are the things I just learned in this life, but here are some things that I really struggled with. Maybe those are the things I need to learn to do in the next life, and it may be that I come back to help fulfill your needs. Say, you want to experience loss, profound loss. So I may come back as your child and be born and live one day, so like I said, I may come back for no other reason than to be a part of what you're trying to learn.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're keeping it light tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay, look, we talk about
Complete
ghosts and
euphoria.
stuff like that, but
the experience, complete euphoria is what I'm looking for.
Hey, I jumped back on.
uh-huh.
I wanted to let y'all know that we can take live call-ins
Ooh.
Ah,
with this platform. It was one of the big selling points for it. So Landa can definitely come on and do Texas with us. And maybe when we get to South Carolina, Alan can jump on. And
yeah.
have y'all done Arkansas yet? Because Mike lives there. But I mean,
We did our states first. So it was Kentucky, then Arkansas, then Mississippi.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, that's Tully and I were talking when we first started doing that, was we're eventually going to swing back around to most of them because there's just no way to cover everything.
Yeah, we I don't even know if we covered the diamond mine.
No, and I've actually been to the diamond mines.
Yeah.
I didn't find a damn diamond, but I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I hadn't listened to the Mississippi show, but I know there's a lot about Mississippi that I just found out about.
Mhm.
So it's always something new.
Yep. That's cool. Landa, but we want your beautiful self on here with us. So, we've got a few more minutes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to let y'all know before everybody jumped off.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. All right. Who wants to bring in a good one?
I wish there was an easy way. I don't have a picture handy, but there's a place called the Rockwood Museum. It's a very, like, if you just Google a picture of it, it is a very scary looking building to me. Very eerie looking building. So it is in Wilmington, and
What's it called?
it is the Rockwood Museum.
Okay.
And it has a super rich history. It was built sometime between 1851 and 1854, and was originally the retirement home of Joseph Shipley, the merchant banker. He designed the mansion to mirror an English country estate, but its ornate Gothic revival architecture gives it an eerie resemblance to a classic haunted house. Complete with a pet cemetery. So over the decades, the staff there have reported numerous paranormal encounters. The spirit of a man donned in a red smoking jacket has been sighted, as well as the ghost of someone named Mary Bringhurst. who was Shipley's great niece who passed away in the house at the ripe age of 100 in 1965. It's said that sometimes you can catch whiffs of lilacs in the dead of winter. Her favorite perfume sometimes lingers in the air, and people are catching sudden drops in temperature in her old bedroom. The basement is believed to be a dwelling of a spirit known as it sounds like it's just a shadow person. They call it the Shadow Man. Some visitors have reported seeing the ghosts of a dog as well. People see floating orbs and unsettling sounds of steps walking toward them, even on the stairs. And it has attracted not only independent people, but apparently a lot of big names that you see on TV have been there too, in the last 10 years or so. But you can go there and you can do either a guided or a self-guided tour, available from $2 per person.
Wow.
Only $2.
That's a deal.
It is. Yeah. A lot of them are a lot more than that, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
While you're there, visit Coochs Bridge. It became famous during a Revolutionary War battle. So you've got Coochs Bridge and you've got blue balls.
Sounds like a weekend as a
I'm
teenager.
just sad that well, I'm not I need to figure out how to word this nicely. It's unfortunate that one of the major battles couldn't have taken place there in like the Civil War or something.
Uh-huh.
For all the
Well,
reenactments, they could reenact the Battle of Blue Balls.
But see, here's the thing. Coochs Bridge became famous during a Revolutionary War battle.
Oh,
So,
I bet
but-
George Washington hit Cooch's Bridge all the time.
and on that note, we're going to go ahead and get wrapped up here. In 15 minutes, we've got Miss Tracy doing Shaman Talk, Shaman Walk. This is the last episode in this particular one. Definitely tune in if you can.
She is doing a live journey. We're drumming and doing a live journey tonight. So if you have any ability to be there, I would strongly encourage it. It's going to be phenomenal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So again, we will be back here better than ever next Friday night. And we are talking about flat earth, hollow earth. We're going to revisit that, see what we've come up with over the last 18 months since we talked about it.
That'd be a good one.
Uh-huh.
Y'all should include Sherry, because Sherry has sent me a number of things that she has found on the dark web about the flat earth.
And I will definitely share the link and everything, and would be more than happy to have her.
Yep.
Yeah, because like I said, we always like another perspective because, we think that we're great, but we really like it when other people come in and show us how not quite so great we are.
I wish we could get that dude in Canada that Cecil used to know. That'd be a trip.
Really? Yeah. I probably could. I ain't talked to him in a couple years, but I'll reach out
All
to
right.
him.
It was it'll be a very interesting show.
He's very
All
knowledgeable.
right. Okay. Well, like I said, join us back here in 15 minutes. And until next time, stay weird.
How do we end the...
We can't.
That's going to do it for this week's show. For notifications each time the Weird Realities Network goes live, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. You can expect fresh weirdness 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. But before we depart, let me give a special shout out to our incredible patrons, Mike Lewis, Landis Aldana, and Alan Lassiter. We couldn't keep the lights on here at Weird without you. And a very special thanks to our partners that keep Weird Reality spinning. It's you guys who make our weird world go round. And if you're interested in supporting our endeavors, consider joining the Cabal of Weird over at Patreon. And keeping you entertained and bringing you new content is our goal with every cent that you donate. And if you are interested in partnering or sponsoring, be sure to send us an email at weirdrealities@gmail.com. We are always interested in making new friends and creating a new tapestry of strangeness with you. So, until next week, kids, stay weird, you beautiful weirdos.